Housewives didn't give the viewers their truth. Is Carlos King correct? Hey y'all, it's me again, Delightful Soul. How is everyone doing out there? I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for watching Delightful by Design. And if this is your first time, thank you. And if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you for watching Delightful by Design. And if this is your first time, thank you. And if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you for watching Delightful by Design. And if this is your first, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can hear more content about your favorite celebrities, my opinions, and what's happening around the world. So let's get into this video. Was Carlos King right? Did y'all like this season? All this season gave us is exposure situations. You may not like what he said or feel that is out of malice because of his departure from Bravo, meanwhile promoting his show. However, there are some facts that he spoke. People have a problem with facts and want their truth to be dominant. Then they attack the messenger. And like he said, only Candace, Wendy are trying to give you an insight into their life. And maybe Mia. But she turns out to be fake as well because she realized that Robin, Giselle, and Ashley are fake and are making up fake storylines on others as well. Now, Mia even tried to concoct some story that Eddie and Chris were flirting with her in the beginning of the season. And I'm just going to be honest, Mia doesn't seem as if she's either one of their type, okay? Eddie and Chris, for example, these are some men that I do think that they err on the side of intelligence. And I'm not saying that Mia is not intelligent, but Mia has a character that I don't see Chris or either Eddie being drawn toward. Mia also tried to throw a storyline that Jacqueline, who's her friend on the show, and a friend in real life, of course, that she sleeps with married men, which caused them to fall out with each other when they were in Mexico because Jacqueline didn't pick up the cue and go with a fake storyline. Then here we are, her chances of being a cast member may be lingering there. Or do you want to hear anything else from Jacqueline? And also, Mia is trying to spread this narrative that Wendy is allegedly interested in her sexually. And Mia just messy because when they were in Miami, that's why she threw that drink on Wendy, because Wendy told her that her and her husband they do not get down like that. And Mia is trying to say, oh, yes, you do. So for Wendy and Mia to make amends, in a sense, I think that Wendy and even Candace need to be cautious and approach these relationships with these women cautiously, because judging by the seasons in the past, they are targeting them and they are targeting their marriage. So you can tell from production that the storylines that Giselle, Ashley, and Robin concocted were fake. Production replayed videos where they were lying, showing proof how much of a liar they are. Showing Chris at the bar not saying anything to this girl, Deborah, paying her no attention. And Deborah comes up with this story that he's flirting with her and the whole nine. Or this could have been the case where production is turning on them, which I doubt it. But production knew about their deceptions, knew that they were going to lie on someone and set them up for their characters to be assassinated because they are proven liars. Giselle, the ringleader, merely has no interesting storyline. And the only thing that she introduced us to is her daughters, which are adorable. And she knows no one is going to attack them. They're children. But everything else that we perceive her as is just messy, a gossiper, and a rumor spreader. But she didn't go into details talking about the fact that her and her ex-husband at the time were no longer together in season 5. And then she's quick to put a lot of energy into trying to find out things about others and run with some other bloggers or whatever made up narratives. And no, they are not the truth, but she wants to put a spin on it. So that is her MO. Giselle and Robin, they push for Charisse, of all people, to come back on the show to antagonize Karen. And that's such a failed effort. And even worse, Giselle claimed that Chris Bassett made her feel uncomfortable when she asked to speak with him privately in some room somewhere. And then that was after the reunion in season 6. And then she asked at Candace's review party, when is Chris going to speak with her? So, are you a victim or not? Were you uncomfortable or not, girl?
Only because, Giselle is very flirty with Chris. And Chris flirts back with Giselle. And this happens in front of me. And it has never given me pause or made me feel threatened in any kind of way, because Chris does not want Giselle's 50-year-old puss. He has why would he want that? But he has this. So it also just kind of gave me, okay, this is excess flirtatious energy coming from a woman who doesn't have that at home. This is just something that she does. Giselle has a history, and there's a reputation there of her being fast in her past, and her being loose in her past. These are facts. I'm not making this up. So I see her flirting with Chris, and it's like, oh, pope, just pope. That's cute. It never.
You said po thing or poke thing?
Po. P-O apostrophe. Po thing. It's just you can't ask for more from someone who can only give you less than half. Like I can't. It never bothered me. So he may be attracted. She's a beautiful woman. I'm attracted to Giselle. She's a beautiful woman.
I'm attracted to Giselle. Giselle's gorgeous.
Okay.
Yes, I agree.
Listen, she's beautiful, but a shell is a shell, okay? And shells often have funky insides, and that's one.
So she just needs to really, Giselle gets a life and go ahead and be with old dude that she showed on the show. And Robin, on the other hand, Robin is only allowed to think what Giselle thinks. Although infidelity is in marriage and in a relationship, that could be hurtful, talking it to someone privately, and then you are discussing it publicly, and people are inputting their opinion. And I can understand what she will go through. However,
you piss in the face of everybody who truly works hard to give a great show, because you sat up there and then said, I ain't gonna spill all my tea. Go on Patreon and subscribe. You. Couldn't be me.
She is receiving a paycheck to discuss her life, reality. She signed up for this, okay? Like Carlos said, there shouldn't be anything off limit. You signed up for this. And for her to participate in others' demise, in others' business, while protecting her own secrets, is just foul. And for that reason, that's the only reason I can look and say, they may need to get rid of her. And this narrative comes out because she claims that one indeed had an affair during COVID. And none of that was displayed on camera. None of that was discussed privately with Giselle, and Giselle may have known about this. And I explain that to you later.
Young lady came forward talking about she and Juan dated during COVID. And she shows this like hotel receipt with his name on it. I was aware of the situation before we filmed season 7.
Right.
And because this young lady was so pressed to tell me and to tell you, Giselle,
Yes.
I assume she told the whole cast.
Right, because she DM'd me.
Right. So all of season 7, I'm just like waiting for somebody to bring it up.
Because, Karen is good for thinking she got some tea.
Right. Or anybody. I mean, like that's our life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just ready for it. I'm waiting for it. And so when we're in Mexico and Ashley tells me that Karen, was talking about us, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is it.
Right.
And she talks about some blonde holding hand, him holding hands with a blonde in Georgetown that looks like Karen. I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
Okay. Right. Whew. So that was, it was kind of comical to me. So then we go down that road. But however, I was already aware of the situation, and I expected to talk about it on season 7.
Right.
Now, the situation, when it was presented to me, was handled, was discussed, it was handled. It was something we had to work through,
Okay.
It was not something that it was just like, oh, okay, whatever. Yes, Juan was an idiot and communicated with this woman on Instagram, because, whatever. He's bored, he needs attention, it's the pandemic, blah, 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 whatever.
Right.
But that also explains why Juan conveniently had a toothache and could not attend the family and fun day. Also explains why Juan don't attend a lot of events or he would show up late. It also explains why Giselle, one time when they were at a studio in the beginning dancing with Ashley, they're doing some type of dance or whatever. But anyway, Giselle candidly let slip out of her mouth that Robin is getting Juan to sign a prenup. Okay, Giselle was telling her, Robin, she said, I know, in so many words, I know your secret. I will tell them if you do not go along with the plans. Because, frankly, and the plans is to accuse Chris of making her feel uncomfortable. And that is why I believe that Giselle let that slip. For any reason, that is not anyone's business. And that's not a big business. When others know, and people who have been watching the show for years know that Robin is the reason why Juan lost quite a bit of money. And they said allegedly, all of this is alleged, that she lost it to someone that she was having an affair with. Okay. So a lot of things don't make sense. And even to this day that they are married, she does not have a prenup. Okay. But I think it was convenient for Giselle to say that, to let her know that I know some of your secret. And if you don't go along with this lie, I'm going to throw you under the bus and bury you. And that's why I believe Robin tried to deflect. At one point, she said, "Oh, I don't think Chris would do that." So she went to speak early in the season with Chris and Candace, and her and Candace were or are friends, but yet she came to the table and said, we may not go with this angle here because that's just a little bit excessive, but let us go with this angle that she was talking trash about us on her live. And that's when she came out with the little boom box and set everything up to let others listen to Candace just ramble on about whatever. And I'm going to talk about another explanation of Juan. When she called him, and she being Robin, when she called him after Ashley told her that Karen said that he was messing around with a blonde in Virginia, I believe at this point he may have allegedly agreed not to see her again, but he said, "Oh, Karen may know something," and I got caught because he was just yelling on the phone. He was just screaming on the phone, and it may have been recently during that time. So she called one, and he was screaming and going off, talking about cussing someone out, telling someone off, and everything like that. And goes on to say, "You know I be in the house." Okay, so that to give her proof that, okay, I'm not doing anything, and nothing has happened recently because I am in the house all the time. But you weren't in the house during COVID. You were someone else. And Wendy, yes, she called out your relationship last season, okay, saying that it was not real. So that explains why you don't like Wendy. And when Mill threw a drink on Wendy, you were edging the situation on recording like a middle schooler, hoping that Wendy would do something inappropriate or out of character to jeopardize her livelihood, because she actually has something positive going on in her life. Now, Miss Ashley, allegedly, you and Michael are not getting a divorce. It doesn't make any sense for someone to purchase a home with someone who is getting a divorce. And I am certain when you want to rid someone, I don't care whether you're staying in a mansion or a one-room house, you want to get away from them. And my issue with this is that, yes, it's better if Michael purchased the house or purchased with both of your LLCs, but it is also capable to the fact that both of you can afford your own place. So I don't know why you are pushing this. Well, you know what? You know why Michael and you are breaking up, allegedly, quote unquote, on the show. You know why Michael cannot allegedly shoot on the show again. So you have to come up with this story. And just like everyone said that Robin was not getting married and she was just so happy to do that wedding, but we still need to see a certificate that you have the audacity to come up with some story that Chris flirted with your friend Deborah, of all people. Okay? Just because you have hair, that doesn't make you pretty. And you didn't even choose the cutest friend to tell the lie. This chick even tried to implicate Eddie, saying that he smiled at her, or he was just smiling, or he smiled too much. Girl, please. And when she said that, you have been around Eddie more than she has. And you could have corrected it and said, he smiles a lot. So I don't think that he's actually coming on to you. And ladies, just think about this. Sometimes when a gentleman is being nice and just saying hello and holding a conversation with you, child, everybody don't want you. Okay? Everybody don't want you. Everybody's not flirting with you. Some people are actually nice. And Carlos King said that this was bad reality TV this season. And this was starting to be everybody's just favorite go-to show. There is no way, and I can say this with the Real House of Potomac at this point, there's no way they're going to fire Robin. They're going to make sure that she is around for an 8th season. And they may do that for her to be held accountable. But I'm certainly sure that they're going to provide a soft place for her to fall, meaning that they're not going to probably go into details or even do the production cut some of the grimy stuff that can come out of this. They know drama creates ratings, and that's what's going to happen because everybody's going to tune in to see what is going to go on. And I'm kind of hoping that they hold her to the fire, so much as if she wants to quit, because that's a bad character when you are attacking someone's marriage. And I feel that Giselle is going to, hopefully she'll separate herself from her, but I doubt it because that's going to be her mouthpiece. That's her little lapdog. Because when they go after Robin, she's going to receive some remedies. And just like Robin was wrong for edging on, in a sense, that disagreement between Mia and Wendy, but at the same time, she made little comments as if she was for Mia throwing a drink on Wendy. Just childish. And I don't think they would ever separate from each other either other than someone taking them off the show. And my only concern is that Wendy and Candace at this point is are they going to be on board? Are they going to be on board of holding them accountable? Okay, because at certain times Wendy want to be a part of the foolishness and not necessarily a part of it, engaging in it, but she wants to be friends. And then you have Candace as well will want to be friends. But certainly, if they come incorrectly at Miss Karen Hooger, she is going to shatter their dreams like a piece of glass. In fact, I think she's ready now to initiate or the interaction between Karen and what's going on. So I think that was a bad move to bring on Charisse to go after her, because it's like, I may not be able to beat her, but I can beat you. But in fact, Karen holds her own. Giselle Bryant and Robert Dixon literally conspired to fabricate lies on someone's husband, marriage. Meanwhile, not having a storyline, not having any interest in other than being messy, holding back juicy secrets of their lives, yet making up lies about others. The fact that you do not tell your truth, but you fabricate someone else's, is foul on many levels, because you're dealing with someone's marriage. Not just one, but Candace, Wendy, and Karen. Wendy and Candace need to be careful about these relationships out here with these girls. And I'm just serious, because frankly, it would have actually been a nice storyline if one and you did work out your relationship. But you had to listen to someone who does not have a relationship herself. According to her, she don't even have no man, Tommy. But I believe there will be no retribution on season 8. They will continue to have her on the show and would give her a platform to gently tell her truth. No one's questioning it, because a lot of that truth does not make sense. Whereas a lady from Canada came to visit someone and lost her wallet in the casino and could not get a hotel room, where she could not call the person she came to visit. Well, she did. And she came to visit Juan, allegedly. Okay? So that's just it. And what the truth with that she would put out there. Because Carlos said production should have met with them to see what is going on. And I'm sure they did. And I'm sure that they understand how to run their show. I wouldn't say that this season was a loss because of that moment. I can always think of that moment between Candace and Wendy when they visit the studio where Trina was. And them kikiing, singing the song and everything. And then they're walking out, and they're doing their little glide walk. But there's some other moments in the show, but I like that one in particular. And what is the commonality between Giselle, Ashley, and Robin, y'all? Okay? Neither one of them have a healthy relationship. And then you can add Charisse in there too. And we have Dr. Wendy, Candace, and Karen, who are in relationships that appear to be happy. So y'all tell me what you think about this story. And as always, I thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.